CIT202. In today's tutorial, it happens to be our very first tutorial called CIT202. With this being said, let's hop straight into it. Okay. I apologize for starting this class quite late. It's a lot. All right, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on with the network. Okay. So we just have to do something with what we have, and okay, just a moment. Now we have it according to the thumbnail. It says Introduction to Computer. So we're going to be talking about, right, what a computer is. Why do we have the computer? Why are they so important? All of this will be dissecting in today's class. So you're going to permit me to do more of explanation, all right, and less of writing. So you might want to pay attention to the sound of my voice. Are we together? So now, we have a computer, like we all know, is said to be a what? Fast. Not just any machine, but a fast operating machine, all right, that can be used for home and business to enhance productivity, all right. So what we need to note here is that it's a fast. In other words, a computer is a collection, all right. It's also referred to as a collection of electronic parts, hardware that have a set of electronic instruments called the software. All right. It's also seen as an set of electronic parts. Are we together? Or hardware. And this hardware or electronic parts have what we call instructions received, all right, have a set of electronic instructions. It's being controlled or managed by a set of electronic instructions, all right, known as the software. That's one way to also look at what the computer is. Now, all computers perform the same basic function, all right? They enable you to store and manipulate information, all right? All computer, there's a basic function, all right? We have store. All computer allows you to store, then after storing, all right, enable you to what? Manipulate information, enable you to store and therefore manipulate. Are we together? Manipulate information. Now, typically, any machine can be called a computer, all right, if this machine had the ability to perform calculation at a very high speed. If this machine had the ability to take in information and store the information for future retrieval or use. Are we together? If this machine had the ability to take in and store sequence of instruction called program, which must be written in the language of the computer, then it can be referred to as a computer. Now, having said this, we have the classification, the classes of computers. Now, speaking of the classes, all right, speaking of the classes, what do we have there? A few years ago, computers were easily classified as what we call mainframes, mini computer or microcomputer, all right? mainframe, mini computer, or micro computer. Now, when we say mainframes, what are we talking about? These are physically large computers, all right, and powerful system capable of supporting 100 users. Large, capable of what? Physically large computers and powerful system capable of supporting 100 mainframe, 100 users. All right. We also have the what? The mainframe also had a big, powerful. They're definitely the RAM is going to be very big as well. So we also have the mini computers where smaller, less powerful machines compared to the mainframe. All right, more like sub, okay, smaller in size and not as powerful as the mainframe. All right, computers. And we also have the microcomputers, which were small humble machines, big, medium, small. All right, mini, all right, microcomputers were small humble machines. All right, and we have the micro. All right, we have the microcomputers. All right, microcomputers here are the most common type of computers in existence today, whether at work, in school, or in the off or at the on the decks at home. Now, the term microcomputer was introduced during the advent of a single chip, large scale integrated circuit computer processors. All right, this microcomputers was introduced in the advent of what we call the single chip. All right, the single chip. Now, the term micro itself is now practically an acronym. Now, when we say micro now, so when we say micro, okay, it's small in size, it's small in size. Anything micro, we know we're talking about something in the small size. A microcomputer is a computer with a microprocessor as its central processing unit. All right, it has the microprocessor as its central processing unit that we're referring to as the microcomputer. All right, so we have that as that. So very quickly, let's quickly touch on there's something called PDA. All right, there's something called PDA. But before we talk about PDA, like we have it here, we talked about desk computer. These are more like personal computer. We refer to them as PC in form of intended or regular use as a single location, as opposed to a mobile laptop or portable computer. Now, a specialized form of desktop. All right, a desk computer can also be called a desktop. All right, we have it's also under this category. All right, all right, it's a specialized form of desktop case. It is used for home theaters, corporations, panel, all right, and all the likes. Basically, it's a computer that's actually also mobile and it's not as big as the mainframe. Now, we have that as that. There's something called PDA, it's an acronym for Personal Digital Assistant. Please note that it is an handheld computer, also known as small or palm-top computer. All right, PDA, Personal Digital Assistant. It's more like the palm-tops. So we have that as that. And one thing to understand about laptops, all right, a laptop computer is simple, or a laptop computer, all right, is also known as the notebook computer, all right. It is small, it is a small mobile computer, okay. Laptop usually run a single main battery or from an external AC or DC adapter that charges the battery while also supplying power to the computer itself. All right. So we also have the mini computers, which we refer to. All right. The mini computer was coined out at the time where most computers were cabinet sized, like mainframe computers. Now, mini computers were much more smaller, less powerful, and much less expensive than the mainframe. Okay. So the first mini computer generally only performed one task at a time. All right. The first mini computer generally performed only one task at a time. So we have that as that. So we're going to call it wrap here for today. And in our next class, we'll take it up from the server. It's quite unfortunate that we couldn't go far, we couldn't do much because our time has been fast spent already with issues with the network behind the scene. So thank you everyone. I believe you'll be able to gain something in tonight's class. Hopefully next class we'll have network on our side and we'll be able to cover lots more together. Do have a wonderful evening and bye for now.